Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is GentooMan here, also known as Rainy, and today's story time is kind of a funny one, and I'm just going to hop right into it because I'm bad at intros. Now, this story time takes place back when I was 15 years old, and I was just kind of hanging out in the library at lunch with my friend. We were just kind of chilling there, eating our lunch, talking, stuff like that. And after a while, this girl comes over, and let's just call her Sarah. So this girl, Sarah, comes over, and she was in a couple of my classes. She was kind of my friend. And she was kind of super popular at the moment because people had just heard that she had gotten herself a fake ID. But she came over to me and my friend, and she decided to invite us to this party that she was having over the weekend. And yeah, my friend kind of accepted for both of us. She said she was having a party because she had the house to herself over the weekend. Her parents and her siblings were out of town. And she got a fake ID, she could get alcohol, and she was going to be throwing a party. So my friend said, yeah, we'll totally come, we'll be there. Friday night, we'll be there. And he accepted for both of us before I could even really say anything. And Sarah kind of just walked away and did her thing. And at the time, I wasn't really a party kind of person, and I didn't drink either. So I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to go. My friend kept hyping it up, come on, bro, we got to go. It's going to be fun. Even if you're not drinking, we're going to go just hang out with people, and it'll be a good time. So he ended up convincing me, and come Friday, he shoots me a text and said, hey, I'm on my way, I'll pick you up, and we were off. The only issue was we ended up having to go up late because my friend was driving me, and I couldn't leave my house late because my parents had me on a curfew. And so I ended up having to wait until they were asleep and then climb out my brother's window because my window had bars on it. And I was able to climb out the window and go with my friend to this party. And so we drive there, and she lives in one of the more richer neighborhoods of my town. So she had a pretty big house, and we pull up, and there was a lot of different cars around. And there was a lot of people just at this party already. There was a lot of people there from our grade, from other grades, just a lot of people. And I forgot to mention that my friend actually basically stole his mom's car because we were 15 at the time and he did not have his driver's license. So yeah, that was cool, but we didn't get pulled over for that, so whatever. Not illegal if you don't get caught. That's a joke. It is still illegal. Don't do what I do. But anyways, we pull up to this party. We meet up with a couple other people that we know, and we're kind of just hanging out with them. We're hanging out in the middle of this party, socializing with a lot of people. And I'm a little out of my element. I'm a very introverted person. I'm not really a party person. I can be if I'm in the right mood with a lot of people that I know well. But I was out of my element, but I was actually having a pretty good time. I was even talking to Sarah herself, the girl who was hosting the party, because like I said, she was kind of my friend. Now, Sarah was very vocal at school and also at this party that she wanted this party to be that crazy party that everyone was talking about how you had to be there and how it was super fun and super crazy. And she was sending Snapchats and stuff like that the whole night. Look how crazy this party is. Look how fun it is. She wanted her party to be that kind of party. Now, after a while, Sarah ended up getting very, very drunk. She had a lot to drink, but she was still after more. And she kept going around asking people if anyone had seen a bottle of Pink Whitney. But there was none. Nobody had brought any. She didn't have any. There was no Pink Whitney at this party. But Sarah really, really wanted this Pink Whitney. She was really going for it. She was willing to do anything to get this Pink Whitney. So her friend, who we will call Becca was known to be a bit of a troublemaker, to be the one to stir up drama and trouble. She was that kind of girl. But she came up with something that she thought was pretty funny. Now, Becca had stayed sober. She didn't really drink, so she'd stayed sober. She'd driven to the party, and she didn't have anything to drink. So she told Sarah that she would drive Sarah, to the liquor store, because Sarah was the one with the fake ID, to drive Sarah to the liquor store to get her this Pink Whitney if she streaked around the block. Now, for those of you who don't know what streaking is, it's basically taking all your clothes off and getting naked and running. I know people have done it sports games before, and I think it's been done in protest or whatever. I don't really know what the purpose of it is, just that's what it is. But anyways, Becca had dared Sarah, basically, to do this around her block in exchange for her going and getting this Pink Whitney for her. And you'd think that she'd be sort of hesitant to do it, but she was all game. She was all right, okay, let's go kind of thing. It was kind of crazy. I expected her to have a bit more hesitation. But she was still determined to make this party the craziest thing that had ever happened. So she could have done it quietly, but she stands up on the table and yells to the entire party, who wants to see me streak around the block? And everyone starts cheering, and, you know, she hops off the table, goes outside on the driveway, and, like, the entire party follows, including my friends. So I follow them, and suddenly, basically everyone is standing out on the driveway. Some people are holding phones, recording, and, you know, it was just a whole thing. Now, Becca decided to be kind of a good friend and, like, kind of talk to Sarah, like, are you sure you want everyone to watch this? She's like, yeah, no, like, it's fine, like, don't worry about it. But Becca did go around and basically tell everyone, like, don't record this. Like, she actually collected everyone's phone and everything. Like, she took people's phones, put it in a bin. She's like, no one's allowed to record this, which I think is fair. As soon as all those phones were collected, Sarah was stripped down, and she took off in, like, a full sprint. Like, it wasn't a jog. It was a sprint. Like, she was running. And it only took her, like, I think 30 seconds to make it around this whole block, until she came back, got dressed, everyone started cheering, and then she hopped in the car with Becca, and off they went, and everyone went back into the party. And the party went on for about an hour or so more, I believe, until, like, my friends and I were kind of on the back porch, just kind of hanging out, till we eventually saw police lights coming towards the neighborhood. And my friend kind of got paranoid. He's like, look, I don't know if they're coming to this party or not, but if they are, I don't want to be here for that. I don't want to get busted. Are you good to bounce? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good to bounce. Like, it's getting kind of late anyways. So we did. We hopped in his car. He took me back home. I climbed back in my brother's window. And that was pretty much the end of it. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up the story time today. Moral of the story is Pink Whitney is not worth that. Don't do that for Pink Whitney. That's stupid. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new. You guys know the drill, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.